Yo, JD here, Limits, and as you can see, this is going to be a really long video here today, and you're probably thinking, what the hell is this? Normally all your videos are just setup videos or just online racing and stuff like that, and I'm really pleased and honoured to announce that this will be a new series to the channel. And firstly, before I start anything, this video here today, I didn't actually contribute anything to this video. This is just purely providing a platform for the guys who made this video, because I actually reached out to 2015 Outsider, who's the main host of this talk show for AOR here today. Just reaching out to him, saying I absolutely love this video so much because he does this on a weekly basis, and if there's any possibility of me actually sharing it with you guys, obviously me being quite lucky enough to gain a little bit of an audience now, I thought it would be a really nice way of just showing him of how much effort he's actually putting in to these, because the quality of this, when you do watch it, if you do watch it all the way through, is absolutely insane, and he deserves a massive pat on the back. And being this channel, or my channel, being mainly born from being league racing, that's how I started with all the hot lap videos and competitive racing, league racing, and I know a lot of you guys who watch my videos absolutely love that. So I thought this would be a really nice gesture to him of uploading it on my channel once a week. He'll still upload it on his channel, but I'll be uploading it on my channel once a week, and I actually will be a part of it myself. So hopefully from next week onwards, every single race, this will be covering the new AOR season 12 for the Xbox, which I'm actually a part of myself. So that'll be pretty weird, me talking about myself and my competitors and what's going ins and outs, kind of like a gossip show for the actual league. So there's a lot to talk about, and trust me, you'll absolutely love this. And I sat all the way through it, so pretty much watched it twice. So I actually reached out to him today saying that I thought it was amazing, I really want to be a part of this, and he said he's really happy for me to upload it on my channel. But please follow him, subscribe to him, follow these guys. So 2015 Outsider, Niran, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know, he's a very big YouTuber, very successful, makes absolutely amazing videos, along with F1 Maestro, who actually does league highlights. He's actually part of AOR GP2 as well, coordinator on the website. Pretty much the stat man is my nickname, what I call him. So please subscribe and follow these guys, because the quality here is just absolutely insane. So I thought this would just be really nice just to share with you guys. This will be a weekly thing, so from now on it'll be every single Saturday, and hopefully I'll be taking part in most of the episodes coming up now. So I hope you enjoy this video. Please give the feedback below, like this video if you did enjoy it, and hopefully you do enjoy it. So thank you so much for the support, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.
Oh yeah, they call me double clue. 'Cause I don't go outside for nothing. No one's gonna make me leave this room.
So hello there guys, and welcome. It is Niran here, and today it's time for me to introduce you to something a little bit different on this channel. It is the Xbox side of the AOR talk show. Something that hasn't featured on this channel before, so if you're subscribed to the channel and you're wondering what is going on, this is basically a little talk show that brings you everything to do with AOR, probably the most prestigious league realistically, in terms of F1 games. Maybe shots have been fired there already, I don't really know, but still, this video and this series will bring you everything to do with AOR. But of course, I am not alone. Today, I'm joined in this sort of commentary box by James, or F1 Maestro, and Chris, or Ycoms.
Hi guys, thank you Niran. I'm James, or F1 Maestro 26, and Niran has kindly asked me to be on this talk show for the Xbox side for Season 12, and we'll be reviewing and previewing all the races, starting here with round 1 for the Australian Grand Prix.
Hey guys, hope you're doing good. I'm Chris / Ycoms, and hopefully I can help Niran and James out with also maybe my in-depth view into the F1 here, because I'm going to drive in it, so yeah. Hopefully have a good time.
Yeah, so it should be good. It should be really good. We're obviously, as James mentioned just a moment ago, we're going to be previewing the whole season, really. Looking at the driver lineups, the Xbox side has tended to be the most, I guess, popular in recent times, just because of the streams and the likes of Matt and Fizzy doing streams and stuff. So we're going to be covering that, and obviously all the title protagonists even that are going to be fighting for the championship. We'll go through all of those in the driver lineup, the teams lineup as well, show you what teams all the drivers are going to be driving for, and then we'll do a little preview for the Australian Grand Prix at the end of the video. Again, as I mentioned, this of course is new to the channel, but if you do want to check out all the talk shows for the PC side of AOR and the PlayStation side of AOR, then you can go and check out Pepper Motorsport's channel in the description, and he'll have all of those there for you, as well as this video if you want to go and watch it again if you really enjoyed it that much. But yes, we're previewing season number 12 of the Xbox side of AOR, and we've got some really good drivers in the championship this year. Obviously, the Season 10 Championship, which is the one that featured the majority of the drivers that are featuring in Season 12, we saw TRL Martin and TRL Limitless battle for the championship, really, and Martin came out on top. And both of them are in a championship again. If you had to pick between them, who would you guys choose? We'll start with James, just before we get into the driver lineup proper.
Well, I think obviously they're both going to be huge contenders for the title. Obviously, there are a few other drivers, but I reckon Limitless will have this one over Martin unless his connection lets him down. I think they'll be quite evenly matched by the end of the season. I reckon Limitless's consistency will mean he finishes ahead of Martin in the championship.
I might slightly disagree with that because, well, I've driven with both of them in the last couple of weeks. But of course, the consistency is a huge factor of Limitless, and that is his largest strength, I would say. But in terms of raw pace, I think at the moment that Martin has the upper hand at the moment. Before we're coming into the season, of course, that will probably change a little bit. Feel this maybe getting a little bit closer together over the course of the season when people improving and get used to the game. But I think at the moment, raw pace-wise, that Martin has a little bit of the upper hand, but we will see. I mean, it will be very interesting and very tough for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. So split opinions already. That's good to know. But yeah, I mean, that basically sums up how close it is. And obviously, that really shows just how close it is amongst everyone, realistically, as well, because it's not just, as James said, it's not just Martin and Limitless. There are a lot of other decent title protagonists, even in the championship this season. We'll get onto that in a moment. You guys, I'm sure, came here for the driver lineups because no one's actually shown that yet. You don't know what teams the drivers are driving for, so we're going to get straight on into that. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and obviously check out everyone who's involved in the AOR talk show. If you missed the announcement video, then you can check that in the description, but obviously as well, make sure you can check out everyone who's involved in the talk show, including James and Wycoms, who are with me today. But first of all, we're going to get into Mercedes, and one of the drivers that we've talked about already is driving for them, and it's TRL Martin. And James has kindly provided us with a ton of stats for this one, and Pepper will have provided us with the graphics. And Martin, the Brit, who's obviously taken 41 starts in AOR, 507 points even, as well as 9 wins and 5 poles on the way to that championship in Season 10. Obviously not all in that season, I don't think. But yeah, he'll be challenging for the title, won't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's looked pretty quick on this game. Maybe not quite up to the speed of that he was on F1 2013, but definitely he'll be right up there with the likes of Limitless and CREU challenging for the championship.
Yeah. His teammate then, TRL Martin's teammate for this season, is CRL Hamilton, who is another Brit. Only 10 starts, though, in AOR for him in comparison to 41 for Martin. So obviously Martin we already knew that was going to be the case, but he'll be the more experienced of the team. Of that, well, I'll be hoping for Dynamo Duo. We'll see if it's actually Dynamo. It'll definitely be a duo, whatever circumstance. He's got 88 points in AOR. 5 podiums for him, but no wins. No poles or fastest laps as well. I'm sure he'll be hoping to change a few of those stats this season, and maybe gain a few podiums as well. It would be unfair to categorise him as a second driver, realistically, but I'm sure he'll be hoping to, put some points on the board, realistically, and maybe, you never know, Mercedes probably should be challenging for the Constructors' Championship as well, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. I mean, I have to say, looking at the lineups in general, there's not really a team that is like OP, if you're comparing that to Season 8, maybe, where X-Matty G and Hero Unlimitless were lining up in the Red Bull. But I think this is Mercedes is definitely in a very good shout, especially also if, that Cyril Hamilton is someone who has very good raw pace. I think he's known a little bit to bottle his races a little bit too often, but I mean, it will be interesting, I guess. These guys are definitely one of the stronger lineups this season on the paper, I guess.
Well, that's good. That's good because we don't want to have a situation where obviously the Constructors' Championship is decided at the end, like before the end.
Yeah, definitely. I raced with Cyril Hamilton last season in season 11, and he was very competitive. He didn't quite manage to get a win, but that's obviously because the championship was dominated last season by Dizzy Cupid. But he could maybe be challenging for points regularly, and possibly, maybe, if he gets lucky, one podium by the end of the season.
You mentioned Dizzy Cupid a moment ago. He's driving for Red Bull this season, so this is the second team that we're going to be sort of previewing. Dizzy Cupid, obviously another Brit. There's lots of Brits throughout the throughout AOR's history, realistically, as me and Pepper found out last season, and that trend has continued this season. Obviously, we've got 22 drivers this year as well. For those that didn't know, because obviously we've got 22 man lobbies on multiplayer this year. But Dizzy Cupid, then the first of the Red Bull drivers, 11 starts for him, 250 points. 10 wins, 10 podiums, 9 poles, 9 fastest laps in 11 starts. You said domination, and I mean, that probably is the epitome of domination, really. 10 wins in 11 starts. I'm sure he'll find it a little bit more difficult this season, but I guess it's kind of exciting to see how he'll do, and maybe it'd be hard. It's a bit harsh to say, but a slightly stronger field, I guess, with with drivers that maybe have a bit more experience in the top tier.
Yeah, definitely. Last season there was only one returning driver from previous seasons of AOR F1. This season we've got a lot of returning drivers and a lot of new drivers who are also very competitive. As I mentioned earlier, the likes of Ciara Yu and Stu, I'm sure, will be up there at the front. But yeah, Dizzy is extremely quick on these games. I think he started league racing on F1 last year on the F1 2015 game, and he's always been up at the front, and I'm sure he'll be looking to do that again this season.
Indeed. You mentioned debutants for this season. We got one in the Red Bull squad. The second driver of the two is RC Stries, who's French. He hasn't had any starts, so of course, obviously, you gather from that, no points, podiums, or whatever. This is going to be his first season in AOR. I don't know if he's raced in any of the lower categories in terms of the tiers. This is his first time in the F1 tier, and as is always the case with new drivers, we're always excited to see how they do in their first season. But yeah, it looks like Red Bull are fairly kind of equal, I guess, with Mercedes. It's good that we've got so many teams that are equal, and so many good teams. Moving on from that, from Red Bull, we've got Ferrari. The first of the drivers is CRL Rosberg, the man from Ireland. 14 starts for him and 150 podiums. 150 podiums, well, that would be a good record, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. 150 points. One win for him and 6 podiums as well. Overall, how do you rate Ferrari's chances? So we'll go with Chris for this one. How do you rate Ferrari's chances this season?
It's very, very difficult to say. I think they're more even, but if it comes to the two drivers, if you compare them together, I guess on pace. But I mean, I think it will be difficult to say because many people are unknown in this league this season, and many people are so close on pace, and it is a completely new game with new physics, new handling and stuff like that. It will be, I mean, it's very, very unpredictable when it comes to maybe people that are not expected to be championship contenders, but everything below that is just, it will be very, very interesting, I guess. Also involve Ferrari, of course, yeah.
It definitely feels as if there's going to be sort of a mad scramble. There's going to be quite a big battle for the championship, and then there's going to be a lot of drivers in the midfield. Almost like it is in real life in F1 with like so many mid-table teams fighting each other. Obviously, both the Ferrari drivers do have experience of being on a podium and getting wins. CRL Rosberg, is the first driver, who's got 1 win and 6 podiums. And we've got Jason as well, who's the second driver for Ferrari this season from Britain. In 45 starts, he's got 4 wins and 9 podiums. So they are drivers that are, that have experience of winning races, and they'll certainly be hoping to get some podiums this season. I guess one of the hardest, I mean, we said it was hard to predict Ferrari. It's definitely be hard to predict Williams because we've never seen either of them, either of the drivers. The first of which we've got the Flying Finn 08, who ironically is from Turkey, and then STS F1 Alonso 14, or Alonso 14, I'm guessing we'll call him, from Britain, and they're both rookies. They're both rookies to AOR in terms of F1. What even is there to preview about these guys? We'll just have to wait and see how they do, or what have they maybe participated in test races?
I can actually say something about these guys because they're brothers, real life brothers. That's what I found out, and I know, for instance, that at least the Flying Finn is a very, very, very fast guy, and I think I also showed that in practice so far when it comes to Australia. But I think we will talk about that a little bit later. But will be very, very interesting. Also, I think the first time ever in AOR F1 that we'll have two brothers in the top split. If I'm not too.
I'm sorry to butt in them, but that is actually incorrect. Last season, Jordan McGonigal and Troy, I don't know how to pronounce it, FMCG. I think they're brothers as well, and they race in the top split. But to add to these guys, as you may have guessed, they're from STS League, as is in Alonso's gamer tag, and Flying Finn has a very good one-lap pace. Alonso's pretty quick as well, so I'm sure they'll be challenging regularly for points. And something to add to what Niran said earlier is the fact that it's going to be very competitive this season, because before there's only 16 drivers in the league. So if you had a couple of no-shows and some people DNF'd, then it's quite easy to get points. But this season we've got 21 or 22 drivers, meaning that it's not going to be literally guaranteed points every week.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to make it a lot closer naturally, I guess. So, definitely excited to see that. Definitely excited to see the two Williams drivers now. I feel as if I've done them a bit of a disservice in the intro. They seem very quick drivers indeed. We'll have to wait and see how that goes, and I'm very excited to see them race now. Force India, we've got a familiar face driving for Force India. We'll leave that to last though, because we've got Stu first of all. We'll come to the familiar face in a moment. We'll leave the best till last. Stu is from Britain, and James alluded to him a moment ago or a little bit earlier on. He's a rookie as well, technically, although comes into the championship as maybe someone who's going to be a very fast rookie, if you like. He's going to be partnered by Wycoms, in fact. Now,
who is
obviously,
he?
He's making a transition. Yeah, who is he indeed?
I don't know him. Never heard of him.
I'm guessing, makes the crossover from PC to Xbox. 23 starts for AOR PC, 289 points, 3 wins and 10 podiums, and he's going to be partnered by Stu. I'm gonna go for both of you. How do you rate Force India's chances? And Chris, try not to be too biased.
I don't know. I personally, I have to say I'm very, very happy that I've got Stu as my teammate. I mean, I think we will be. It's so hard, really. I think we're both looking forward to getting top 10 results on a regular basis, and if we're getting some top 5 finishes, then that will be very, very good. And of course, we have to see how we evolve during the season. And but at the moment, we're not. I think we're both expecting not to be top 5 runners from the start of the season. Maybe towards the end a little bit better, but at the moment it's just slowly setting into the season and see how it goes, I guess.
Okay, well that's good. Well, I'm excited to seeing you. Wycoms in action, and Stu as well. So we'll see how Force India do, and hopefully they will get stronger throughout the season, as you mentioned. After that, I guess we've got McLaren, and another debutant in this team as well. We've got quite a lot of rookies. We do have one returning driver, Franglish from Britain. 22 starts for him, 148 points, no wins, so he's yet to win in AOR, but 4 podiums for him, and his teammate is RS Falcon as well. McLaren, a team that I suppose has a okay history in terms of AOR. Obviously, there's some teams that have done better overall throughout AOR, but McLaren's sort of a bit of a neutral one. Again, I'm going to ask the same question, and it's going to be the question that I ask quite a lot, because obviously it's what the viewers are wanting to hear as well. How do you rate McLaren's chances? We'll go with James for this one, because we asked Chris about his team.
Yeah, well, to correct you on McLaren, they actually won the Constructors' Championship in Season 4 and 5 with Noble at the wheel.
See, this is why we have you here. Because the stats are on point.
Recently, they haven't been as successful. They took 1 win in Season 7, but since then, I don't think they've been particularly successful. But talking about these drivers, RS Falcon is reasonably quick, especially over 1 lap, and I think he has some good race pace as well. and Franglish is a consistent driver all round, and he's quite aggressive as well. So I suspect we'll be seeing some good side-by-side racing and overtaking from him throughout the season.
Okay, just as a little, as like an aside, a lot of these drivers take part in like sort of community races or I can't even remember what they're called. Like test races, social races. Yeah, did a lot of these guys take part, and if so, who were really the standout drivers in that?
We had one. Well, we have of course had the evaluation races, but I don't know too much about them because I've had my evaluation race on a day where not really many drivers took part. Well, not many drivers from F1 now took part, but we had a social yesterday at Australia. And I can say that Flying Finn won that in front of Stu, I guess. I came home 6th because I got a drive-through penalty before the safety car came out, so that was not too good.
Damn.
But yeah, it's
okay. No, that's cool. That's good to hear. So we know maybe some of the drivers that are going to be a little bit more pacey now. If they can replicate their form in the social races. After that, we've got Toro Rosso, the next team, and the first driver is Leobot, who I swear he was driving for Toro Rosso last time in season 10 on the Xbox 360.
Yes, he was, and in season 8 as well, I believe. So I think he likes the Toro Rosso.
He's a big Toro Rosso fan. So obviously Leobot from Sweden, 51 starts for him. Almost like a veteran at this point within the series in comparison to some of the other drivers when it comes to starts. 471 points for him and one win as well. 11 podiums. I don't know when that win came, but I'm going to assume James is going to step in and let me know, maybe.
Yeah, Singapore season 9. He was actually racing. He was doubtful for making the race, but his connection decided to start working about 5 minutes before the race, and he managed to take the win after Limitless disconnected.
I thought it's written in the stars, isn't it? That's written, and it's ironic as well. It's all to do with connection, but written in the stars. That's Leobot's first win, then I guess. Andre, well, I'm not even going to read the whole name. You can see it on the screen, but Andre from Italy is his teammate. 1 start for him and 12 points, which isn't actually a bad return, to be quite honest. 12 points in 1 start, almost a rookie, very almost a rookie. I'm guessing from that sort of result, from 1 race on a debut, he's someone that we could potentially look out for.
Yeah, he raced in season 10 for 1 race. He qualified 2nd and finished 4th, and then his Xbox 360 decided to get the Red Rings of Death, so he pulled out from that season. I think he will be quite competitive. I think he's on similar pace to Leobot, so I suspect these two will be very, very competitive with each other throughout the season.
Okay. Well, moving on then from Toro Rosso, we have got the new team on the F1 grid, and that is Haas. And this is where we finally see TRL Limitless, who'll be driving for the American setup from Britain, obviously. 96 starts for Limitless, 1,327 points racked up, 20 wins and 58 podiums, but still no championship win, and he'll be hoping to grab that this season. His teammate, though, for this season is Lucky Dog from America. 14 starts for him, 205 points, 2 wins and 9 podiums as well. So looking like a pretty strong team. Lucky Dog, someone who tends to get on the podium quite a lot. Obviously, when you have someone who's going to contend for the championship like Ciaru and obviously Martin and Limitless as well, you're always likely to win the Constructors' Championship. Is this maybe a team that you would put your money on winning the Constructors' Championship if you had to choose?
Yes, it's definitely one of the top teams, I guess, because definitely Limitless is going to be a championship contender. There's no doubt about that. But we'll be curious. I'm very curious about Lucky Dog, to be honest, because he did very, very well, of course, in season 11 on 2015. I think he struggles a little bit on this game so far, but he still managed to, through the evaluation race, I guess, he managed to get into F1, and I think he will definitely step up his game in the next couple of weeks and months and get on the pace where he was in season 11, I guess, and then we will have a very, very good Haas, a very, very competitive Haas team looking for the constructors, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so after that we have got Renault as well. It's lovely to see the banana cars back on the grid. And taking part in those Renaults are Burnout F1 from Britain. 6 starts for him, 85 points. 1 win and 3 podiums, which is pretty decent return in only 6 starts. And then we've got Ciaru from Britain, and he is most known for obviously hot laps and setup videos, and he is definitely someone that I'm really, really excited to see in AOR for the first time in terms of the F1. I'm guessing for the first time ever in AOR. 0 races for him. And yeah, what are you guys reckoning about his title chances then?
Yeah, I reckon he's got a very good chance. No one had really heard of him until F1 2014, when he came out with some incredible pace. Mainly because he was on the pad on that game. But since then, he has got a wheel and an Xbox One, and he is very competitive. I did a social race with him, I believe, and I think he won it. So he's definitely looking like he has a solid chance at the championship. But as already mentioned about 5 times, it's not going to be easy for him. And that's what's so good about this season. Before, we pretty much had a nailed down champion or 2 championship contenders, whereas this season there's 4 or 5.
Yeah. You never know. We could get I can't remember what real life F1 season it was, where we have like 8 winners in the first 8 races. Chances of that?
2012. It's possible, but it depends. I'm not sure who has good track. I'm not sure who has strong tracks at the start of the season. And maybe at some tracks like Monaco, we could see some surprise winners if people just don't crash. So it's definitely possible, but I think it's quite unlikely at this moment. But you never know.
It would be good. You can't question that. It would be good, but yeah, I'm fairly sure it would be pretty unlikely. Next up, we've got Sauber. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have got any further information about this. Is there a second driver at Sauber at the moment?
At the moment, I should know. No, at the moment, not. We're definitely trying to get that final seat. To get that final seat to a driver, but at the moment, no. And I don't want to put anything up here, and it's not like true in the end, but it's unlikely that we'll have one for round 1, but definitely try to get that seat sorted in the next couple of weeks, of course, next couple of days, hopefully. So
yeah, that's fair enough. Well, I suppose in that case, the first and only Sauber then on the grid, the sole Sauber on the grid for potentially for the first Grand Prix of the season, is AOR Reversal from Britain, yet another British driver on the grid. 13 starts for him, 0 wins but 1 step on the podium, 0 poles and 1 fastest lap. I guess dependent on who the other Sauber driver is, are we expecting all that much from them, or just the occasional point scoring finish?
Yeah, I think it depends really. Reversal joined halfway through season 9 and he showed good consistent pace, but I'm not sure if he'll be really challenging for top results, but I suspect he will sneak into the points on a regular basis. He should really have had another podium to that one that he did have in Singapore season 9, where he got auto spun off a curb and out of the race when he was running in 2nd place. So I suspect he will score points regularly, but not definitely not a top 5 contender unless he has got a lot of pace this season.
Well, you never know. That Monaco race that you were talking about could throw up some surprises, but yeah, so that's Sauber for now anyway. The last team, the final team then on the grid is Manor. We've got 2 rookies once again for this one. We've got 6 Skills 527 from America, and we've got SB Snowy from South Africa. Now, I don't know about the stats of nationalities in AOR very much. Have we had many South Africans in AOR before?
Definitely not on the Xbox side. I don't think I can name one South African driver on the Xbox side, let alone in the F1 league. But we've had a few on the PC side, but not on the Xbox side. So he's the first South African to be in the AOR Xbox F1 league, and possibly the first South African in AOR Xbox altogether.
Yeah, well, there we go, breaking the mold. Snowy breaking a record there. Both of them, though, are rookies. No races, no appearances in AOR F1 anyway for either of these guys. So we'll have to wait and see, really, when it comes to pace on now. I'm guessing they've taken part in social races and stuff like that, but I guess it's unknown as to how they finished in those ones. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do. As is the case with all of the rookies, we've sort of talked a little bit about, championship contenders and Constructors' Championship contenders already, so we won't go too much into depth about that, but if you guys, I'm going to ask the viewing public in a moment, but if you guys were forced to choose someone that you think would win the championship this season, who would you pick? We'll start with Chris.
Championship of
It's
season.
a tough question. I'm sorry, I've thrown you in the deep end here.
I think I'll go with TRL Martin, and for the constructors, let's have a look actually. For the constructors, Haas.
Okay. I think that's a pretty safe option, to be fair. It's certainly in terms of Haas. The Drivers' Championship's all over the place, but James, what are you thinking?
Right, I'm going to agree with Chris on the Constructors' Championship. I think Haas are going to win that unless someone pulls something out of the bag. Maybe Renault also have a shot because I know Burnout is quite quick on this game. And for the Drivers' Championship, I think it could go to anyone really, but I'm going to go for Xiara Yu. I think he definitely has the pace to win it, and if he stays consistent, I think he will take out that title.
Okay, well, I'm just glad no one's asked me because it's a difficult.
Nero, who do you think is going to win the Drivers' Championship?
Damn it! I think I would have to agree with both of you when it comes to the Constructors' Championship. Again, I think Haas are probably the best option for that. Drivers' Championship-wise, I'm going to disagree with both of you, and I'm going to say it's finally going to be Limitless this time. It's out there. It's very romantic, isn't it? Realistically, it's not necessarily who based on stats maybe will win the championship, but yeah, I'm going to go for Limitless. We've got James going for CRU, and we've got Chris going for TRL Martin. So yeah, that pretty much sums up how split we reckon it's going to be and how close it's going to be in the championship. If you guys don't want to leave your predictions in the comments section for the up-and-coming AOR Season 12 when it comes to the Constructors' Championship and the Drivers' Championship, then make sure to do so. We're just going to do a quick little preview of the Australian Grand Prix. Obviously, there isn't a huge amount that we can preview, really, given there haven't been any races so far. We'll just sort of talk you through the track and maybe who has the best record around this track as well. Are there any drivers that potentially, enjoy this track more than others, that are more likely to win in Australia because it's a favourite track of theirs in terms of previous history in the league?
I don't think Limitless particularly likes this one. No, he won here in season 9, but apart from that, he hasn't won there. Tyrrell Martin won in season 10, and Dizzy Cupid won in season 11. So I suspect he'll be very close at the top. And as Wycombe was mentioned, the Flying Finn won the pre-season race round here yesterday, or Thursday when this goes up. So it could be very close for the win and all the podium positions.
Yeah, it's a pretty technical track as well, isn't it, Australia? Are we expecting maybe the odd safety car or maybe the odd incident and stuff? Because obviously it's a street circuit of types. There are close walls in certain parts of the tracks. Obviously, more generous runoff area. Well, I say runoff area, gravel in certain areas. But are we expecting too many incidents? Or obviously it's the top tier of AOR. We're expecting it to be a lot more clean. What do we got? What are we thinking about that one?
Oh, we definitely won't have a safety car because it will be turned off because it's not ready for league racing, to put it that way. But at the moment, until we've got a reset, until we've got a good patch, I guess.
There's a new patch on Wednesday. I thought that fixed the safety car.
Nope. Apparently not.
Okay.
Well, I did a league race on it, and the safety car came out and it worked. But all right, well,
okay.
It's very the problem is it's very inconsistent. It's extreme, it works. I'd say 1 in 3 times, and then apart from that, it is all over the place.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's a fair thing.
Yeah, you could see people getting disqualified and stuff because it's a bit glitchy. So yeah, that's probably a good decision for the start of the season. But I reckon there will be a few incidents and maybe a couple of people destroying their car.
Yeah. We hope not too many. Obviously, we want to have a good race when it comes to a large amount of drivers. I'm sure a lot of people will be taking part, obviously, as well when it comes to starting the race. Obviously, the first race of the season, everyone will made time, I'm sure. Hoping for not too many disconnections, but as you mentioned, recent patches have destroyed the game a little bit. Connection is okay-ish, but it's certainly not as good as it was at the start of the game. Safety cars completely ruined offline and online, so that's a bit of a nightmare. So I'm glad you said that, actually, Chris, because I didn't actually know that they'd taken the safety car off for the AOR season for now. But I guess it's a good decision in the end. Yeah, I guess that's we've talked about maybe who the drivers that have got a good chance for the win here, and maybe any drivers that might surprise, that we haven't maybe talked about too much, that might just spring a random good result in, or is it too early to tell for now?
I think Andre could have a few good results. Obviously, I mentioned him a little bit, but he didn't do particularly well in the evaluation races. I think he got crashed out, but I think he's quite a very consistent driver, and if he has a trouble-free race, I reckon he can get top 10 results very consistently, maybe even top 5s and possibly a couple of podiums.
Okay, well there we go. Make sure to watch out for him. I reckon that Wycombs dude might be alright. I'm hoping he does a decent job. I'll be rooting for him. But unless you guys have anything to add, I guess that is basically it. We've really gone through who we reckon will be fighting for the championship and maybe places below that. We've gone through the driver lineups, and I guess we've gone through the preview as well. But if there's anything you guys want to add, then just let us know when it comes to info and stats.
I think I'm done. I don't know.
Is done. He's going to bed. But yeah, okay. Well, I guess we've basically covered everything then. If anyone's got any questions about the season, about the talk show itself, then make sure to drop those in the comments section as well. If you have enjoyed, then make sure to check out the next one as well. Obviously, it'll be next week at the slightly earlier time of the week on Saturday instead of most likely Sunday when this is going up. But obviously, you'll still be seeing it before the first race of the season, which will be on Sunday at 8 p.m. In terms of the Xbox side, please tell me I've got that right. Please, someone.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Sound as a pound, right. Nailed it. Yeah, so yeah, you'll be able to watch that at 8 p.m. on Sunday. But yeah, if you've got any questions, drop it in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the likes button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and of course make sure to check out James, Chris, and everyone else who's involved with the talk show. All their links will be in the description below, the likes of Fizzy, Ryan, Pepper, Fake Ghost Pirate, Dan, and of course Shane as well. All their channels will be in the description below, and of course you can check out the PlayStation and PC talk shows over on Pepper's channel, as well as various other places wherever you happen to find them in your sub box. But apart from that, that's about it from me, and I'll leave James and Chris to have the final words when it comes to goodbyes.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you will enjoy this season. I'm sure it's going to be a very close one, and hopefully very exciting for you guys.
I've got nothing to add, just hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we'll have an exciting season. I think that's we are all looking for. So
that's what we're all looking forward to. That's what we're all looking forward to. A really exciting and entertaining season. So let's hope we get that. I'm sure you guys are hoping for that as well. But we'll see you next time.
Team Leobot. Please put that in.